Housing is honestly the crisis of our time right now, and it's an issue that can really impact all of our work across the organization, from one of our foster children who is trying to reunite with her parents, but their family does not yet have housing, or our health team who might be working with someone who is living in their car waiting to secure appropriate housing, to our housing team that is literally defending families who are on the brink of eviction. And all of our teams are tackling housing collaboratively because it's our hope that instead of just addressing the housing crisis one case at a time, we can really impact long-lasting change across all of the populations that we serve here at the Law Foundation.
Some of the things that the Law Foundation is doing, and specifically housing, is eviction defense. Because if a client loses an eviction case, they just don't lose money, they lose their home, the place where they live, where they raise their children. The consequences of that ripple out throughout most aspects of their life, but by requiring landlords to have just cause, we increase the likelihood of a tenant remaining stably housed, and that's very, very important to preserve our community. But housing issues affect all of our client base, not just clients that come in the door with a housing problem. For example, one of our programs deals with youth and families, and having housing instability can cause serious implications for youths. That can be very, very impactful on the trajectory of their life.
When children don't have safe and stable housing, it affects everything else that happens in their life. If they're moving around from place to place to place, they lose those connections to other adults in their lives. They get behind in school. But we can help them either advocate for themselves, or we can more formally get involved in their case and advocate on their behalf. But housing has to come first. Housing has to be stable if you are really going to get at the core issues that are causing our clients to struggle.
Housing issues impact basically everything related to someone's life, particularly their health. When you're worried about your personal safety overnight, you're not going to be sleeping well. If you have to relocate periodically due to sweeps, you're going to lose your connection to all your service providers. As a result, we see that long-term experience of homelessness shortens people's lifespans in the ballpark of around 20 years, possibly more. So our health program has had a partnership with the Valley Homeless Healthcare Program for roughly 10 years, where we've had an attorney basically embedded with their team a few days a week, trained to identify legal issues and refer them directly to our team. And when they started seeing evidence that camps that they had been providing ongoing treatment to had dispersed and they were nowhere to be found, they were very concerned and reached out to us. So we formed this unhoused advocacy group to get the expertise of our housing team paired with our health team, and our children and youth team wanted to join as well.
The Unhoused Advocacy Strategy Group within the Law Foundation is a cross-program group of attorneys and social workers who pool our resources and our knowledge to see how we can more effectively serve the unhoused individuals in our community.
One of the things our unhoused advocacy group has been trying to prevent is encampment sweeps. To paint a picture, encampment sweeps are incredibly traumatic for people experiencing them. Oftentimes they have no more than 72 hours to pack up anything that they want to keep before they will be forced to relocate under potential penalty of criminal sanctions. And as a result, they end up seeing most of their personal possessions piled up and basically bulldozed or just thrown into a truck, never to be returned. So as something that really impacts clients for all three of our programs, we joined together to strategize around our approach, both to doing outreach within the encampments and then also doing advocacy on a broader scale within our community.
The only way that we will ever know what the community actually needs is by being out there, engaging with them, and hearing what the wants and needs of the community are, and respond to that in a very thoughtful way and assist them with guiding their own destiny.
Without the support of the community and the continued funding of foundations and cities and counties and government, it is going to be very difficult to sustain the degree of protection and support the community needs.
We envision a community in which everyone has access to high-quality shelter and everyone in our community has a safe and stable place to live. Because housing is a health issue.
Housing is the foundation that most of our community members need to thrive.
Housing is a right that all children should have.
Housing is a human right, or at least it should be.